P.S. Pierce, yes, 'tis I, Mike Martins, your handheld junkie. And today, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison look, kind of give my in-depth review on both games. What both games am I talking about? What fits this motif that we're looking at right now? Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and Liberty City Stories. Let's take a look at both of them and compare. Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories. There are a million stories in Liberty City. This one changes everything. Once a trusted wise guy in the Leone crime family, Tony Cipriani, was forced into hiding after killing a made man. Now he's back, and it's time for things to be put right. Grand Theft Auto, Vice City Stories. Vice City, 1984. Opportunity abounds in a city of emerging from the swamps. Its growth fueled by violent power struggle in a lucrative drug trade. Construction is everywhere as a shining metropolises rise from the foundations of crime and betrayal. You are Tony Cipriani, and you are returning. That's Tony with an I, by the way. And you were returning to Vice City because of this big job you did offing one of the big crime family bosses. After coming out of hiding, you return back to the family to get yourself, I guess, back into the line of work. And man, Grand Theft City, Liberty City Stories, Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories, let me tell you something about it. It's about 5 hours long. I think it took me 5 hours to clear this game. The missions are a little bit easier in this one than Vice City. So the missions weren't that hard. Kind of more of a walkthrough game. Go to town, use the payphone, call somebody for a job. Go to town, meet somebody somewhere, get a job. Work your way up the family. Get respect. And man, respect you do gain. You do gain wealth. You do start getting out there and getting your name out there. But then you start, your heat level starts rising. You start finding all kinds of different weapons. You start doing all kinds of sorts of stuff. Really bad things go down. Now, let's look at Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. What happens in this one? Well, the year is 1984. Miami Vice is on television. An emerging huge construction industry is emerging in Miami. I know this because I actually live there. And let me tell you something on what happened here. Tony Facchetti, Tony Facchetti gets called down from Liberty City to actually come and work Vice City. He gets called down by a bunch of wise guys to let him loose on the streets. Somebody that they could trust, but somebody that could actually start creating a little bit of a mess down in Florida. So you get sent down, you arrive, and you thrive really fast. The missions, they're a little bit more complicated than Liberty City Stories. I'm sorry. These are a little bit more complicated. They involve a lot more, a little bit more thought out and a little bit more timing. The timing in some of these missions are crucial. The other one is a little bit more kind of a playthrough-ish, enjoy yourself, follow the story. But this one, let me tell you guys, this one takes the cake. The music. The 80s music, you flipping through the 80s classics, running through the streets of downtown Miami, Alton Road, Alton Road. It looks like Miami, so I'm not saying it's Miami, but it's Alton Road, Ocean Drive, all the streets, fancy cars, girls in bikinis, driving Lamborghinis. Man, it's great. I love this. Of the two games, if I had to choose one, I would honestly take Vice City Stories. I've played them both right through. They're both greatest hits, so... And the reason why they're both greatest hits, they became greatest hits for a reason, because the game is just absolutely great. So, comparing the two games, Liberty City, I think, in my opinion, is more of a darker, eerier background, kind of more like a Gotham City Batman type feel. It's barely ever sunny in the game. It's always eerie and dark. But Vice City Stories, It's bright, shiny, sunny, beautiful, tropical. You could feel the mist in the air. It's great. Music. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories was okay. I think the music was kind of eh. But Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, the music is just flashback to the 80s, especially being an old guy like myself. This is a total flashback from the 80s. Now, gameplay, playability, Vice City Stories is a lot harder. I think it took me an extra half an hour, 5.5 hours to do all the missions than Liberty City Stories. So, graphics and playability, pretty much the same. Graphics are pretty much on the same scale. And the only problem is when you gotta look around, because the PSP only has one thumbstick on the right, it's kind of tough to kind of sway motion like this up and down as you go around. You get used to it over time. It is kind of like a little bit clunky, but you do get used to it. You kind of massage it into your routine when you're looking for things or in a shootout. Weapons, they're pretty much balanced for weapons. Vehicles, I think Vice City Stories, the vehicles are a lot better because you got those all kinds of cool cars that you find down in South Beach. If I had to compare the two games, movie-wise, I would say Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories is more like The Godfather to me, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories is more like Scarface. That's just my opinion. That's what I think of the two games. Let me know what you guys think. Hey, this is Mike Martins from the Handheld Junkie. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to support our transmission. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate the support. Look forward to reading your comments below, and comment below if there's a specific handheld game you want me to review. Thanks for watching.